What up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Sunset coming at you live. Do another DJ Sunset Reacts. This story caught me by surprise. EU reaches $105 billion deal on Ukraine funding. Let's hear what this is all about.
And military over the next 2 years. Russia is welcoming the decision to not use frozen Russian assets for the financial support given to Ukraine. International correspondent Claire Sebastian reports.
European leaders had promised that they would not leave this summit until they had a clear plan as to how to fund Ukraine through the next 2 years. And they kept that promise. In the early hours of Friday morning, after a marathon day of talks, they came to a deal. But it wasn't what some had hoped or even expected. The big focus coming into this was whether or not they would be able to use the cash balances from Russia's frozen assets here in Europe to fund a loan for Ukraine. They haven't managed to reach a deal on that. Instead, they're going to borrow on the capital markets, and that will be guaranteed by unspent funds in the EU budget. Either way, Ukraine will not have to pay this back until the war ends and Russia pays reparations. So European leaders here were keen to paint this as a win.
The message we are sending to Russia today is crystal clear. First, you have not achieved your objectives in Ukraine. Second, Europe stands with Ukraine.
Yo, first of all, how long has this war been going on? This is insane. I can't believe the EU's about to give them $105 billion and expect Ukraine to pay him back after they beat Russia. You know, we've so many crises going on in this world. We kind of lost touch of what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. I thought it was about to be a peace treaty. I know the president right now, Zelensky, is kind of hiding or something like that. But the fact that the EU is giving them $105 billion is insane, and I don't understand how they think that the Ukraine's gonna pay this back. But wild stuff.
Today, tomorrow, and as long as necessary.
Had we left Brussels divided today, Europe would have walked away from geopolitical relevance. It would have been a total disaster.
So Europe has passed this test of its strength and unity. But this whole process did amplify divisions within the bloc, and it suddenly came down to the wire for Ukraine, which by the spring would be facing a cash crunch so large that its president, who was here today, President Zelensky, warned that it might even have to cut back on its critical drone production. That crisis, for now, seems to be averted, and Ukraine goes into the next phase of peace talks with the US in a stronger position.
Wow, that is insane. I don't know what the hell's going on, but